Welcome to the show. This is The Force Always. My name is Diz, aka David Zammit. Let's get on with the show with the news, the views, and the reviews and interviews. Making news this time around. Later in the show, I'm going to be discussing in the views section about Star Wars Starfighter versus the Avengers Doomsday lead up so far. So I'll be discussing that in the views section. Star Wars Starfighter versus Avengers Doomsday in the their marketing and stuff like that later in the show. To more news, Star Wars Experience has been announced via StarWars.com. It is, let me get my facts right here. There's going to be more than 70 artifacts used in the actual films. It's going to be a tour of next year during the 50th anniversary of Star Wars. It's going to go from place to place, but you're going to get more information about this at San Diego Comic-Con. Yes, San Diego Comic-Con, which is coming. It should be on Friday, July 24th in San Diego. There should be more information about this Star Wars experience at that time period. So getting back to the news, more news. Star Wars Celebration 2027 announcements. As painful as this is to talk about, as the fiasco with the ticketing is still, going on. They have not resolved it as yet. I cannot believe a professional organization just cannot solve this easily solved matter. But anyway, let's talk about what's happening. So we've got that was pretty good. So we've got fan tables application. The deadline is October 25. If you want a table set up as sort of a fan sort of thing for people to come and see what you want to talk about or things like that, you can create a table being sort of near the showroom floor. That the deadline is October 25th. Fan props application is deadline. It's also the same, October 25. The art show application opens in July of 2026, so anytime now. Fan panels application opens September 2026. And cosplay applications open in October 2026. So with the fan panels application that opens in September, I think panels will be announced shortly after that, November or December. That's from what I can gather. Wishingly that Star Wars Celebration would have got their act together in getting these tickets available to the fans who have missed out going to this event, Star Wars Celebration 2027. But we'll wait for and see that. So that is some details of some announcements. We've also got, just to let you know, it is now 261 days to Star Wars Celebration in LA. I'd love to be excited, but because I don't have a ticket and because many thousands of people did not get tickets, I'm sure this is a bit of a hurtful thing at the moment, but let's just wait and see. So now let's get back into it, and that is the news for this time around. Let's get into views. Views is either my viewpoint opinion or a viewpoint idea that I have with a story with Star Wars. And this time around, it's going to be about Starfighter, the movie, coming out 2027, and Doomsday, which is Avengers' new big adventure coming at the end of this year. The marketing lead up, I think so far that Doomsday, it's not looking the greatest marketing lead up so far. I know that there's been a whole lot of leaked videos in the beginning which could have been deliberate of each particular character, or the main characters at least. It may seem to be designed that way, but I think it's a little bit disorganized. The fact that the trailer has been seen at CinemaCon over 2 months ago for Avengers Doomsday, and it has not been released, is a little bit of a bad tease, I think. But anyway, they're doing what they're doing in a certain way. Starfighter at the moment has had nothing or we've only had speculation. We've had leaks. Whether they're true or not, we'll find out. But again, it's actually a month to this day, August 14 at D23, they should be announcing or revealing something, images, a trailer, anything at this particular event, D23. It's a Disney con, which is all Disney stuff, not just Star Wars, and they should be revealing some information there. But so far, it's been tight-lipped, which is good. So, no, as I say, no news is good news, and I think that is a really tight ship there at the moment. But we're just got to wait and see out of who really succeeds out of this. I don't know. I think Spider-Man is their strongest thing this year. I think that could be the big winner, breadwinner for Marvel. Starfighter is being tight, so Starfighter versus Doomsday, without being biased, being a Star Wars channel, I think Starfighter is doing a better job at the moment in their marketing lead up. I know there's been nothing, but that's good. But with the Doomsday whole leaks of of the characters, I think it's a little bit of not the best way to do it. But anyway, I think the Spider-Man release of the trailer was great. In fact, it's the biggest viewed trailer in history, which is amazing, and not just by a little bit, by a lot. So that is my views for this time around. Let's get into reviews. Reviews this time actually is a preview review. So I'm actually going to see in the next 24 hours, 48 hours, something like that. The Odyssey, the movie. It's causing a little bit of backlash at the moment, being, woke, whatever, people have a problem with being woke. I'm not a person that buys into this whole woke thing. I think it's more, when people announce things that are being woke, it's sort of trying to limit people and their creativity, in my humble opinion. But I'm just going to let you know, I am going to do a special edition review show on the Odyssey. I know it's not Star Wars, but I like to give a Star Wars perspective, or my perspective on movies, as I've done, with many types of movies. Even one this week, which is more of a TV series, which was called The F Ward. You can see that in my last video. Anyway, that is my review for this time around. It gets no rating because it's just a preview to a review that I will be going to see. My next episode will be a special edition on the Odyssey, the movie coming out by Christopher Nolan. So now let's get into interviews. Interviews is my last particular video that I had questions with. Let me open that up. Let's have a look. And yes, we've got, one of our, enthusiasts, Michael from Werribee South. You can send in your questions to me of anything, trivia, not Mr. Trivia here, but with Star Wars, but I can do my best. If you want my opinion, if you just want to drop a comment, just let me know what you think. Anyway, so Michael is actually talking, let me just go ahead and say this. He is talking about F Ward, the TV advanced screening that I saw yesterday. It's just something, it's nothing to do with Star Wars, but it is a particular series that I get to see because I'm a part of an organization called ACTA, which is AACTA. And so Michael's asking, the ending was the resolution earned, or did it feel like a forced attempt to pull at your heartstrings? Just to describe, F Ward is technically a medical drama, TV medical drama set near a beach in Sydney, Australia, with, just one thing happening after another. The pacing was just incredible. It was very good. I did give it 9 out of 10. Look, I wouldn't say the end. I'd say throughout the series, it really pulls on your heartstrings, which makes it a really successful outcome for the viewer. It's just really entertaining to watch. It keeps you sort of with it all the way to the end, and an hour does not feel like an hour. It was 2-hour episodes I saw, 2 1-hour episodes, and it did not feel like an hour. It just felt like, man, it was just kept you with it all the time. So your heartstrings get really pulled all the way through. Anyway, the next question, again from Michael from Werribee South, aesthetic. How did the music and cinematography help shape the overall mood of the scenes? This is again with the F Ward TV series I saw yesterday. The music was not really a predominant thing. The cinematography was not really epic, but it was suited to the type of sporadic chaos in a hospital when things go wrong and things go right and just one thing after another. It really worked. It's pretty straightforward. It's shot well. It's got very not basic shots, just a lot of cluttered shots, which needs and adds to the drama. So cinematography did add to it. The music was just there. It didn't really need to have a big musical soundtrack. So anyway, I'm just going to take a Midlothian pill. That's for Michael, and a bit of sip of some goodness. Anyway, so the next question coming from Michael from Werribee South: casting. Could this film have been improved by replacing any of the lead characters? No. Casting was absolutely great, perfect in its particular setting of this particular series. It was great. I wouldn't say outstanding. It was just perfectly cast. Anyway, in fact, when I was at this screening yesterday, the main actor was there, and I don't know his name. I think he's of a Maori background. He was really good in the actual series, and was really good at this Q&A at the end of this screening that I did see yesterday. The next question coming from Michael from Werribee South: the message. What is the main lesson the director wanted you to take away from this story? I don't know what the actual message was that he wanted to have for us to take away, but what I got is, the ups and downs, chaos in a hospital, and how you've just got to take on one element after another, and you've got to be thick-skinned when it comes to, gore, or, and you've got to be thick-skinned when it comes to psychological stuff. We've seen this time and time again in many types of medical dramas on TV, like ER and stuff like this. But this one had more of a suburban feel. So it felt closer to home, especially being Sydney, Australia. I think the message was the ups and downs psychologically and gore that you go through being a doctor or nurse at a hospital. It's insane. This series, the 2 1-hour episodes I saw, did it really well. Anyway, the next question from Michael from Werribee South: emotional resonance. Emotional resonance. Did the movie rely on genuine emotional depth, or did it lean too heavily on cheap melodrama? No. It first of all, I thought it was a movie. It's not a movie. It was a TV series. It's definitely had genuine emotional depth. I wouldn't say it's overly emotional, but it was definitely very genuine. It was really down to earth. If you know Sydney, Australia, if you know sort of living near a beach, that suburban feel, it really gave that sort of way of it being. The next and the final question from Michael from Werribee South: real world logic. Does the central philosophy of the film actually work in real life, or is it too cynical, naive? Look, all I can answer that question is that it was definitely felt and is of real life. Like it dealt with proper medical terms. It dealt with proper human emotions. It dealt with the chaos of what a human goes through, whether you're a doctor or not, or a patient. It really was. I don't know if it's a philosophical. I don't know if there's much philosophy to it. But I think the film really worked in its real life. It's the best way to answer that question. Anyway, so that is the show for this time around. Subscribe to the channel, The Force Always. I'll be back with you in around, I'd say, 24, 48 hours when I do see The Odyssey, and I'll give you a review with that sometime in that period. And, like and share this video if you like, if you want. And until next time, my friends, keep rocking.